Amen. Thank you for being here. I hope you can hear me loud and clear.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. So without much ado, I think since I'm not the expert on this, I should hand you over to Tito. And as you know, what we're learning digital skills and social media skills and all. So our facilitator is Yemisi Alabi. She runs a design and digital growth agency known as Differently Consults. I guess the name tells us clearly that we should be expecting something different. So we're looking forward to that. So she's been on this journey for a while and she consults both locally and internationally. She's done quite a lot of work with Facebook. One thing I noticed from her skill set is the wide array of skills, from 3D animation to project management, through branding and design and all that. So it helps me to understand that she must understand the breadth of what we are talking about, and she can add a lot of value. So I'll just, without saying too much, like to just introduce our facilitator, Yemisi Alabi. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for doing this for us. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that introduction. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank
you. Okay, so just so that I'm sure everyone can hear me. If you can hear me, just put in the chat room yes, that I can hear you. Yes, just type yes in the chat room. So this session is going to be very interactive. Fantastic to hear me. Yeah. So this session is going to be very interactive. I am not preaching. I am not a pastor. I speak and I'll ask you some questions so that I can read from you in the chat room going forward. So very quickly, I would like to say welcome everyone. Our discussion today is social media basics for SMEs. And the MSMEs, micro, small and medium enterprises. And I trust that you will have a fantastic time as we go along. So very quickly, I would share my screen so that we can get started. Okay, so this is my screen. All right. So here is my screen. I'm trying to position the chat in such a way that it will not disturb me. So yeah. Okay. All right. So if you can see my screen clearly as well, just type yes, I can see your screen. I just need to be sure we're all set and that there won't be any glitches as we go along. So if you can see my screen, just type yes, I can see your screen. Fantastic. IL can see my screen. Okay, that's great. If there's any obstruction, also let me know. Just type yes, there's an obstruction, or no, there's no obstruction. Okay, so let's get into it. So today, I've already said we're discussing social media basics for MSMEs. And here's a brief intro about myself. My name is Yemisi Alabi. That's my Instagram handle there. I have 10 years, I've gotten about 10 years worth of project experience across various industries. And that has really opened my eyes into various industries, how they operate, etc. I've also managed advertising projects, largely digital advertising projects. I'm not that familiar with traditional advertising projects. I'm a consultant and SME coach. I've trained over 3,500 SMBs between 2018 and now, 2018 to date. I love Dodo and perfume. I'm human, and I'm the founder of Differently Consults. I have a couple of feathers to my cap, a couple of certifications that I've actively practiced in as well. And so that's a brief intro about me. So who are you as well? I like to get to know you. You don't have to start your name. I can see your name in the chat room. But what I'm particular about is what is your business about? Okay, it will be great to know what your business is about so that I can use your business as examples in the course of the discussion going forward. What is your business about and what are your expectations from this session? So I look forward to reading from you. What is your business about and what are your expectations from this session? It's key so that your expectations will be met in the course of my discussion. If your expectation is somewhat slightly outside of my um, outline for today, the fact that I know what your expectation is, I will be able to work with that expectation. So, what is your business about, and what are your expectations from this session? I look forward to reading from you. Could you type in the chat room if you're there? Could you type in the chat room if you are there? So wait, can everybody hear me? Because I just asked a question and nobody has actually responded. Okay, so you look great. What is your business about? What is your business about and what are your expectations for this session? I need to read from you before I proceed. This is a very interactive session. As I said earlier, I am not preaching. Okay, I don't really need your name per se. I really want to know what your business is about and what your expectations are from this session. Okay. Okay. Okay, someone has answered. Finally, I run a school and I'm into small scale farming. I hope now to use social media to boost my business. Amazing. You have a school, I into social media. Interior design, fantastic. This is school owner, an interior design business owner. Who else? Let me know what your business are about. Let me know what your business is about and what your expectations are. So I've seen an interior business, I've seen a school, I've seen a small scale farming, transport and logistics. Amazing. Okay. I've seen a logistics and transportation company. So that's good stuff. In the course of our discussion, I will use those examples going forward. So here's our agenda for today. Here's what we'll be learning. We'll be learning about digital marketing and social media. The truth is, social media is a subset of digital marketing. And digital marketing is it's a really big field. And the truth is, as a small business owner, you really don't know if what your business needs is certain aspects of digital marketing and not just social media alone. Okay, so as we go along, I'll be demystifying what it is about. And we'll talk more also about targeting, understanding who your target audience is, how to send your message to them effectively. We'll also be learning how to craft a narrative in the most compelling way possible. We'll also use a case study so that we'll get a better picture going forward. Okay, so what is digital marketing? What is digital marketing? I'm starting from digital marketing because, as I said earlier, social media marketing is a subset of digital marketing. And digital marketing is an all-encompassing field, right, that consists of all the marketing efforts that make use of an electronic device or the internet in deploying numerous digital tactics. Notice those two keywords, electronic device or the internet. So what that means is when you send an SMS, to your database of customers, that's an act of digital marketing that you've actually performed. Okay. Once you use the internet, to send your email messaging or to post content on social media, an act of digital marketing has occurred. Okay, so there are multiple digital tactics you can deploy depending on your kind of business. No two businesses necessarily have to deploy the same digital tactics in the running of their business. So in the course of our discussion, we're learning all of this in depth. Okay, so it encompasses all your marketing efforts that use an electronic device or the internet, deploy numerous digital tactics and channels to connect with customers where they spend much of their time. Notice that also you have to be intentional about understanding where most of your customers are spending the bulk of their time. If the bulk of if most of my customers are spending the bulk of their time on Pinterest and YouTube, and I'm channeling all my efforts on Twitter, I will be exhausted because I won't be getting the results I desire. Okay, if the bulk of my target audience are spending, most of their time on maybe Facebook, or if they're spending most of their time on Facebook or maybe what other channel, or reading emails, and all I'm doing is posting on Instagram every day, I won't be getting the results I want. So it's critical for you as a business owner, no matter how small your business is, to sit down and seriously think through where your customers are spending their time, much of their time, so that you can channel your efforts in that direction. Okay, so businesses leverage numerous digital tactics and channels to connect with customers where they spend much of their time. Businesses also leverage digital channels such as search engines, social media, email, and other websites to connect with current and prospective customers. Now, how do businesses connect with customers? Businesses connect with customers when they have curated content that is valuable to those customers. In this modern age, to stand out, what you actually need to do is not just about positioning on social media, is to deliver value. And so you need to sit down and ask yourself as a business owner, what does value mean to my business? What does value mean to my customers? What does value mean to my prospects? Okay, because it is only when you understand what value means that you can deliver what value is to them. The channels are important, but understanding your customers and what value means to them is also critical. Okay, so as you can see on my screen, there are various forms of digital advertising, there's video, there's social media, there's email, there's so much more than this. Okay, but this is just a basic, snapshot of what it is. Okay, so all right, so here are further details on other aspects of social media marketing. Of digital marketing. There's social media marketing, there's email marketing, there's SEO optimization, there's search engine optimization, there's email marketing. Okay, so our focus today will be largely on social media marketing, but that's not to say that these other forms of marketing are not important. If you're a business owner here, for instance, and you have a consulting business, you think, oh, I'm an MSME, I'm just starting up, but I have this consulting business. Consulting businesses can be online on social platforms, and they can also use the power of email marketing to communicate to their target audience. Okay, because as a consultant, what your target is to position yourself as an expert that is well-rounded in a certain subject matter, and you want to deliver the knowledge you have gathered to your target audience. You want to be able to tell them that based on the history of my success in consulting for small businesses or this kind of businesses in my decade, these are the success stories. This is my traction. How would you communicate that? Is social media the best channel for you? Perhaps if you have mastered the art of compressing complex information into tiny bits, you can use social media to do that. Okay. However, a bulk of your target audience would also require email marketing to do that. Okay. Now, if you can still hear me, just type yes. I just need to be sure that everything is good to go. Okay. Also, I know that in the course of our discussion, we might have questions. You can always type your questions in the chat room. Perhaps Rotimi can help us compile the questions, and we will take the questions at the end of the session. So if you have questions, please write your questions down, and Rotimi would help us compile the questions. Okay. So search engine optimization is the process of optimizing your website. So in case there are businesses here that have websites, okay, it is important that you set your SEO, okay, to deliver value. So what SEO really means is when people go to Google search or whatever search engine they use, and they type a particular keyword, you want to ensure that on your website you have put out content that captures those keywords your target audience is looking for. Let me give you a random example. In Nigeria, for instance, right, this is what is on my hair is a hair extension or wig, right? But in Nigeria, we don't really call it hair extension. We call it human hair. We call it human hair. We call it wig. We rarely call it hair extensions, but in the UK and the US, they call it hair extensions. Now, if I'm a business domiciled in Nigeria and all that for my website, the lingua franca, the English I used to capture these things on my website is just hair extension, hair extension. What's the probability that the bulk of my target audience actually search for hair by typing hair extensions? Okay, so it's important that you understand the language of customers is when searching for your product or service, so that when you are optimizing your website, you have captured the core information there. I just got to mention that in passing for those of us that probably have websites. Okay, these are other aspects of um, digital marketing. There's content marketing, there's affiliate marketing, there is influencer marketing, and there is yeah, the three. So I think we'll have this video so we can study it later. But affiliate marketing is one thing I also want to touch on. Affiliate marketing is the kind of marketing that has to do with a lot of collaboration. So what that means is I have a friend, perhaps I have a friend that is into a business that's probably similar to mine, or renders a service or something that is complementary to mine. We can come up with a partnership and say, okay, you know what, for every person that comes through you to buy this product on my website or on my page by using this code, I will give you a certain percentage. Okay, so it is you promoting another person's product on their behalf to get a certain percentage for yourself. That's in little words, that's what affiliate marketing means. Now, influencer marketing is also a type of collaborative marketing, okay, that allows you to use those that are sort of gained, those that have, for lack of a better word, cult following and have gained the confidence of a particular target audience in a certain niche, okay, that you can leverage their following and leverage the power of their influence to market a certain product or service. Some of us here might be familiar with a Aproko Doctor on Twitter. He's a doctor that gives turns out a lot of medical counsel. So if I was a hospital or if I was selling a particular product, it's about reaching out to that kind of person and saying, okay, I need you to market this for me. I need to use your power of storytelling and the power of influence on this channel to market this for me. So it's critical to understand, that there are various forms of marketing beyond social media marketing that can really help your business grow as an MSME. If I'm too fast, please let me know. I'm going to be checking the chat room from time to time so that I can see. So I would also go very quickly into digital strategy. Now, what is digital strategy? Oh, my slides didn't show very well. Okay, digital strategy establishes the overall direction that a business will follow digitally. Okay, that's the basic. I mean, what strategy? Let me ask you, what is strategy beyond digital strategy? What do you think strategy means? Remember, I said I'm not preaching in this session; it's an interactive session. So, Nana, Ololade, what is strategy? Let me see. What other name can I say here? Rita. Okay, what do you guys think strategy is? What is strategy? What does strategy mean to you? What is strategy? You can't hear me? Hello? Hello?
Hello, we can hear you.
Okay. So I asked the question. I said, what is
We can hear you.
Okay, great. What is strategy? I like to read in the chat room. What is strategy? Anyone? Please not a question session, please. Okay, Funke has answered. Strategy is a plan of action designed to achieve long-term or overall. Fantastic. Funke, that's a fantastic definition. Olala uses strategy to mean effective implementation. Amazing. So, I usually say in my session, the strategy is just a fancy word for plan. As Olufunke has said, it is just how can I get from point A to point B, and breaking the journey down into tiny executable bits that allow for effective implementation. So that's amazing. Thank you guys for answering and not leaving me alone all by myself. Okay, so that is really what strategy is. Okay? So digital strategy is, okay, how will we go from point A to point B, okay, and get the best value, optimizing all the tools and channels at our disposal. That is really what digital strategy means. Okay, the digital strategy would outline the channels, the assets, the platforms, and tools required to achieve these objectives and deliver results over a time-bound period. I like to put the word time-bound period because the strategy for first quarter might not be the same strategy that would, that would be profitable for you as a business owner in the second quarter. Might not be the same strategy that would work for you in the third quarter, and so on. So at the core of strategy is sitting down to ask yourself, who am I as a business, as a person, or if your business is a CEO type business, like you as a business, okay, you need to also sit down and ask yourself, who am I? What do I represent as a brand? What is my core message? Okay, and what channels are relevant to me to deliver this core message as a business owner? Okay, because I am my business. Okay, so there are lots of people that do this, like thought leaders, like pastors, like influencers, etc. Okay, so if you're a business owner, you should be asking yourself as a business owner, what is this business about? What do we do? Beyond what do we do? What do we have capacity to do? Okay, what is currently in our bouquet of services that can be expanded? Okay, what are our revenue streams? Now, these details are very important because they would help you craft the content that should go out per time, per season, on any digital channel or social channel you intend to use. Okay, you want to ask yourself, what are my revenue streams as a business? What is my financial target? Can I break down this financial target into tiny bits? So if my financial target is 12 million for this year, right? I'll ask myself, what is my financial target for a quarter? A quarter is, I think, 3 months or whatever. So if it's 3 million per quarter, 1 million per month. Okay, so you have to begin to drill down. Okay, if it's 1 million I want to make this month, how can I make 1 million per month? Does my 1 million mean profit to me, or would 1 million be what's it called, inflow? Okay, so these are things that would help and guide us as business owners to get the best value when we want to now deploy all of our content on social media. Because the truth of the matter is that social media is just a tool. It's a vehicle that will drive you from point A to point B. It's I don't want to use a transportation, so it's just a tool. It does not solve all your problems. Social media is not magic. It is your digital strategy that will guide your social media efforts and ensure that you get the best value. But if you don't do this strategic thinking at the beginning, from the back end, you will not get the best value. And that's the mistake a lot of people make. They don't want to drop a social media. Okay, I'm now selling this. Let me just go to this social media is raining. Let me close my shop. Let me go to social media. But is that really going to help your business? Perhaps your business needs a fine merger of traditional and digital to get the best value. Okay, so don't just jump on the bandwagon. Understand what is going to work for you by crafting the strategy that best fits your business. Okay, so we also have, part of the digital strategy is understanding your digital channels and assets. Okay, so digital channels are, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, emails, text, etc. Your assets are, okay, your website, your creative assets, your videos, all of that. Okay, so you need to sit down and write all these fine details out. Ask yourself as a business owner, okay, maybe in the first quarter of 2021, I should be collaborating with this influencer so that people will see me and I'll be selling small on the side. Then by second quarter, because I know I've gotten traction, I will now use this, market penetrating strategy to reach further people. I will do this, I will do that. And also have a marketing plan. And the truth of the matter is that marketing costs money. Nothing is free. A lot of business owners never factor in the marketing cost to their business. You have printed stickers, you have printed carrier bags, you're going to pay social media managers to advertise for maybe even the 20K or 30K per month. You're not factoring in all that cost. You're only thinking of the profit. I bought this thing at 1,000, I'm selling it at 3,000 naira. Perhaps you should sell that thing at 3,500 naira. But because you have not captured all these other small costs associated with running the business, when a digital marketing person tells you, invest 30K or this small money to advertise, like, 30K, that's my profit for 30 clients. No, you need to factor in all these things from the beginning. There is a cost of to acquire that customer on any social media channel, digital channel. You have paid something, even if it is your time, even if it was an organic content that you just put out there and someone liked and said, "Oh, I like this, I want to pay for it." You have invested something. It is time you have invested. It is that you paid money to advertise that content. You've invested something as well, and that something you have invested has a cost to it that must be factored in from the beginning, so that you do not grumble when you're when anybody asks you to, spend money to advertising on this platform. So these are the key things you should think about as an MSME. The key thing I also think about as an MSME, I mean, as a business owner as well. For me, as an example, what I've been doing, in this first quarter is actually looking for collaboration. Like, who can I collaborate with? I think I'm a bit, I don't like my people like this sometimes. Or, it is important that if I want to establish myself as an as an expert, okay, as a subject matter expert in this thing, then I need to collaborate with people that have a following of people that need my service and push it forward. So all of these things are important. Okay. Remember, if you have your questions, you can drop them in the chat. And if you are bored, you can tell me I'm bored, though, so that I'll spice it up a little. So this is a little case study for us to look at together. Now, if I was a smoothie business, for instance, this is part of the digital strategy I was talking about. If I was a smoothie business, I'll tell myself, okay, what's my core as a business? My core is to sell juice and smoothie. However, what are other revenue streams that are available to me? Other revenue streams available to me is probably training. I want to teach other people how to make smoothies or vegetable salads, etc. Perhaps I also have a fruit and grocery delivery. Okay. Now, I probably also have a bespoke nutritional combos for people with health challenges. So these are the multiple things I can do. And the tone of voice and language that I will use to sell each of these things is completely different. The channels I would use can also differ. Now, for instance, for the bespoke nutritional combos and health, so for those with health challenges, I can decide to say, okay, you know what, I will dedicate some effort into blogging, because as I continue to blog and continue to drive traffic to that blog or website, I'm establishing myself as a nutritional health expert that helps people with terminal illnesses. Okay, I can bring in subject matter experts on this thing from all over the world to collaborate with me in maybe Instagram live videos, etc., to continue to magnetize people that have these challenges to me as a business owner. But it all comes down to strategy. Have I written it down? Have I thought deeply about it? Okay, because everybody's selling smoothie, everybody's selling everything, but people haven't learned the art of strategy. And it's really strategy that makes the difference between profit and loss. It's strategy that makes the difference between your margins. So if all you're thinking about is, oh, let me just make 500 Tiger notes this month, that means I'll have made 50K in profit. It's okay because things are not really moving. You would be robbing yourself of all the opportunities available to you. Okay, so this is very critical. When you get back, I want, for each of us here that MSME, I want us to take time to write out these things. Let me go back to my previous slide. I'm sorry. So who am I as a business owner? What do I do? What are my revenue streams? What are my financial targets? Okay, so these are my revenue streams. I cannot take it for my fruits and grocery delivery. This is how I want to. You can collaborate with the social media manager or whoever it is. Okay, this is how I want the messaging for our fruits and grocery delivery to go. Okay, this is how I want the messaging for nutritional health combos, to go. Okay, this is how much I want to make from this nutritional health combo. This is how I want to make for consulting for people that have diabetes and cancer, guiding them. This is how much I want to make from that. This is how much I want to make from my smoothie and juice. This is how much I want to make for my smoothie and juice for children. Because I think I want to target this need for children. You have to be deliberate and intentional. You don't just jump on. My point, in all of this is don't just jump on social media. Do this strategic thinking first. It gives you the edge. Okay. So yes, another thing I want to mention is that your strategy rises and falls on the strength of research and innovation. You have to be willing to do the research. You have to be willing to do the research. I do a lot of research because this is, I actually work a lot with MSMEs because it sort of lets me understand the grassroots. It helps me understand what goes on at the micro level, at the middle level. Today I have a client that is into energy. Maybe I have to research everything about inverters, research why everybody should be buying inverters, and research why your life will be miserable without an inverter. Tomorrow I have a tech client. I have to sit down and research the tech options that exist, research how we can probably niche down to kind of, tech variety. Maybe those are allergic to nuts, and I always do cakes that have nuts. I'll create something else. Or those that are vegan, and they want to be eating vegan cakes. You have to be innovative. Innovation is the name of the game. Okay, think critically about how you can lower your operation costs, optimize your system. And let me mention this: administrative system is MSMEs. You desire to grow and scale, but you have not optimized your system to manage scale. You have not optimized your system to manage that growth. You know, if you have moved from maybe 500K in terms of inflow as a business owner, maybe 2 million, but you're making mistakes on your client orders every time. So the truth of why I'm mentioning is that because when you're making mistakes on your client orders, they're going to get upset. You're going to lose those customers, or they'll come to your social media page and drag you, for lack of a better word, and you don't want that. So at the end of the day, your strategy, would have a subtle effect on all the other digital marketing efforts you would do, if it's not done correctly. So you also need to understand the persona of your customers. Those are buying experience. If you own a car store, or you own there is a language they speak. There is how they speak. There is how they behave. They're not speaking in all the time. If perhaps your business is market runs, you go to the market to buy food stuff every weekend for working women and working families. Okay, you can decide that okay, you don't mind using pigeon and all of that to push your content out there. So understand the customer persona, understand the language they speak, understand how they behave, and ensure that the people that you have set to man the channels that your target audience to come and reach are speaking the language of the customers. So imagine that I have a car store and the person I've put to manage WhatsApp conversations with my clients cannot speak proper English or cannot speak or type very well. I'm going to shoot myself because as little as grammar can be a huge turn off for a certain customer bracket. Okay? Also check out competition. Do a lot of competitive analysis. The aim is not to copy competition. The aim is to look at competition and do what competition is doing even better. Okay, look at competition and look at what competition is doing and do it even better. Okay, optimize your customer experiences. Always optimize your customer. Leave a smile on the face of your customer because at the end of the day, that's what will make them keep coming back. You have a great experience. Just like, okay, you know what, I'm going back there. Okay, you know what, my sister, go and buy from that store. They're very good. They'll treat you well. As little as treating your customers well, even treating your customers well on social media. Having conversations that sort of bridges that gap and sort of makes ensuring that the experience you give your customers with on digital social media is great is also critical. Ensure that you reduce your errors. Okay, I'll leave this. I'm sure we'll have this slide later on so we can study this in detail. So that I'll go very quickly. Remember, if you have any questions, you can write your questions. There are no questions. Everybody's quiet. I hope we're getting value, and I hope yes, I hope we're getting value. So, why social media? Why social media? Social media is very important. Social media helps in brand awareness. Before, you have to pay killing to be on a TV station and pay for certain time slots at peak periods, etc. But now it's all easy. You can just go on any digital channel that you believe is relevant to your business. You can just pay, you can put out organic content and see it gain traction over time. Communicate the core of your brand. Communicate what your brand is about. Okay. On social media, I've noticed also that a lot of times on social media, a lot of people do the push approach. They're just putting out information, consume, buy me. But social media is supposed to be more of a dialogue. You put out content, you get their feedback, you iterate again. You put out content, you get their feedback, you iterate again. Okay, so adopt a different approach going forward when you're on social media. Let people, because really your social media is really like the digital shop. Okay, it's like instead of people to walk into a physical shop, they're walking into a digital shop. What do they see? What is you don't have control over the perspective about your business. Your tone of voice, your visuals are the things that you have control over to communicate the core of your brand. So ensure that you have set it in such a way that it can encourage dialogue. It's a push and pull system, and be willing to embrace creative criticism from people. Okay, be willing to take criticism from people because social media, as I said earlier, is not magic. It is your continued effort in a strategic way that delivers great results for you. Okay, so social media also helps increase your sales, okay, and alliance. It helps you increase sales. I'm sure a lot of us have sold something one time or the other on social media. Okay, it has it has also helped a lot of businesses build relationships. Some of my clients, that have managed their pages from the past, are now my friends. Okay, one I recommended as a friend that was getting married, so she did the pick for the person. So all of those things, as you continue to go, because the truth is, at the end of the day, there is the power of referral would grow your business. But if you're not intentional about building solid relationships with your target, you can't do this alone. And that's why people a lot of times delegate this to experts to handle for them. You just want to focus on the day-to-day run of your business. But if you have the time for it and you can actually do it yourself, this is also for you as well. Okay, be intentional about building relationships with your customers. Okay, because that unbreakable bond would lead to continual sales over time. Remember, if you have questions, you can drop your questions in the chat room as we discussed, as I mentioned earlier. So, who is our target audience and what are they interested in? Who is my target audience as a food delivery service? Who is my target audience as a car dealership? Who is my target audience as a logistics company? What are they interested in? Now, if I'm going to hire a logistics company, what I'm interested in is quick and prompt delivery of my product or service. So you need to sit down and ask yourself, who is really interested in this product I'm selling or service I'm selling? You also need to understand their interests, what's their behavior, what's their purchasing power. Okay, what are the content types they consume? Let me dwell on this a bit. I've also used the hair industry because it's easy. I took my time because there was a time I was supposed to run advertisement for a client in the hair industry. So I took my for a client in the hair industry. So I took my time to understand the market. What is this thing here? Why are they spending millions on it? And I understood, from my research, that there are different classes of hair vendors. There are those that sell really cheap, middle, really expensive, and they have the way they put out their content. There's a content. A lot of them are analyzing this trans to tell you that there is no shading. So you need to understand the content type that is relevant to your niche. For food, it's probably video and images. Okay, for consulting business, you probably have to do case studies and make the case studies very interactive and interesting for users to consume, whether via Instagram Live or via visual content on your social media page or some YouTube content of some sort. Okay? Understand their agenda, understand their purchasing power. What's the purchasing power of my target audience? Now, I want to give you a short story. There was this lady that she started selling what what we call thrift clothes. What they call it is actually fairly used clothes, right? That's how she started her clothing business. And the price range of the clothes, then was between from like zero, I don't know, but like zero to the highest she used to sell them was like 3.5. Okay, so she grew, so many people bought from her and all that. She had a lot of followers. Her followers, really went. So she was selling, nice things that people could pay for. Now, along the line, she started to grow big. She got a shop, she was big, she was like, I don't want to start ordering from Primark, I'll start ordering from H&M, that whenever they're on sales, my girl will buy it for me and send it. I said, okay, you want to be selling all those things on this page that is 0 to 3.5. I said, yes, now. I see my following, they will pay for it. I said, okay. Now, she started ordering, exchange rates went up. So what that means is that if she thought she could sell it as, she was like, what's the difference between 3.5 and 5K? I said, you will know when you start selling. Exchange rate went up. The things she thought she would sell for 5K, she couldn't sell them for 5K again. She had to sell some of them at 7K, 7.5. And then she noticed that she wasn't making as much sales as before. And she's like, I didn't see, but before, when I post my content, in 24 hours, I've sold like 8 things or 12 things or 15. I said, babe, you forget that the people, this following that you grew to over 12,500 followers, they were following you and you were getting sold out, in 24 hours because the purchase, the price cap of the product at that time was 0 to 3.5. You have literally doubled it or tripled it, and you want those same customers to buy it from your page. That's not possible. She was like, I said, yes, because the purchasing power of people that sort of grew that page organically is within a certain bracket. So if you're tripling or quadrupling that, you do not expect that those same people will buy a dress that they bought for 3.5 or 12K. unless it's their birthday or they want to sell themselves. So she was like, I said, yes. I said, what you could have done was to leverage that following to push, create another handle, and perhaps push people to that page, okay, and try to grow that page organically because of the price bracket of the items there. So all of these things are critical in our thinking and our mindset when you're on social media because you need to understand the purchasing power of your audience. If you have grown an audience to a certain space and your price range is within a period, ask yourself, I'm shifting, can this target audience, would these people be able to afford it? Okay, so that would really inform your decisions and your strategy going forward for your other products within your niche. Okay, so I just want to mention that. Yeah, let's proceed. Please, I hope you're gaining value. Please let me pause. If you're gaining value, please just type in the chat room value, value, value. This is an interactive session. This is how I do my training. Value, value, value. If you're gaining something, just put value, value, value. This room is very quiet in this thing. Everybody's very quiet in this chat. Okay, I can read value, value, value. Fantastic. So I know that I'm not just talking to myself. Thank you so much for the feedback. Amazing. Okay, so let me continue. So, yes. So, also, in understanding your target audience, you also need to understand their journey. Oh my God, some part of my screen is not showing, but I'll send the slide so that we would see it. So this first one is awareness. The second one is consideration. Third one is conversion. This is advocacy. Okay, I'll send there's an issue with my slides. Some text isn't showing, but I'll share the slides with the conveners of this, and you'll have them. I'll edit it. Okay, so ideally, every customer is on a journey. Now, you can get lucky, and that journey will start with you and end with you. You can get lucky as well, and that journey will start somewhere else and end with you. Or you can get unlucky, and the journey will start with you and end somewhere else. What does that mean? It means before a customer makes up their mind to buy something, they don't research. I want to buy a red shoe. I've gone to this place to look at it. I've gone to that place to look at it. I'm not. This one is too low. This one is too high. This one is too expensive. This one is too this. Then I finally land on this page and pay for it. So my point is, your marketing funnel describes your customer's journey with you. Some people are at the beginning of that journey. Some people are at the tail end of that journey. Some are just starting the journey. Okay? So at the awareness stage, this is the first box in red. You want them to show value. If you're just starting a business, your priority should not be come and buy me, come and buy me, come and buy me. You have not established yourself first as an authentic business. You're not a scam. Okay. If you're a consultant, you have not established yourself as an authority in that field. And to establish yourself as an authority, you have to invest in education-based marketing. Okay. You have not built trust. You just want to sell. No, at the awareness stage of your marketing awareness stage of your marketing journey, the priority is not to sell. The priority is to do all of these things, show value, build trust, invest in education-based marketing, depending on your kind of business. Okay, and the consideration stage of your business, this is the orange box. You want to build connection. Okay, so if you have a website, okay, when people come to your website, they're trying to make up their mind about something. Okay, you want to be able to build connection. You want to be able to show that. You want to be able to nurture those leads. And in consideration also happens on WhatsApp. When people come to your WhatsApp from whatever place, whether Instagram, or whatever channel they come from, your job at that point is to nurture them to sale because they're considering your business. Should I buy this thing? It's expensive. The color work. Does this person know what she's saying? Does she really know social media? Should I use her? So they're thinking about so many things and miss varying alternatives. So you want to be able to nurture them to sale. If you know you do not have the time for this, or you know you don't have the patience for it, invest in people that will do it for you. Perhaps you can even give them a target. Okay? So that happens in the consideration stage. Also, you have the conversion stage here. Here is the decision time. Here is all the time, this is time for you to show off. Okay, you want to put a sense of urgency for those that sell these products. You want to say, okay, if you don't buy it at this time, the price goes up in the next 3 days. There are different gimmicks that people apply here. Okay, so you want to be able to think about all of these things when describing the marketing. When you're trying to understand your customer's journey with you. Also, for some people, when they do their awareness, they make a lot of noise on social channels. For some other people, they use clickbait. Okay, okay, this thing is free. Come and join. Come and learn. Blah 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 blah. Along the line, they will sell something to them. Okay, so the marketing funnel really describes the consumer's journey with you. It doesn't just start and end with you all the time. Sometimes the consumer started somewhere before they landed on your own page, or the consumer probably needs it urgently and they started and ended that journey with you. And then at the loyalty stage, the blue box there is the loyalty stage. You want to be able to retain them. You want to be able to instill loyalty. Let me give a personal example. There's this person that I always order my juice and smoothie from. Okay. So as we speak, she has lost my loyalty, but she does not know yet. I was telling my friend, wait, in first place, like we invested almost 100 in this man's business with our juice we're always buying. He said it's true. It might even be more than 100K. So, and one of the challenges I was having, this is just a personal experience, was the fact that she was always making mistakes in my order. If I say 4 carrot juice, three beetroot and this one, an apple and orange, it will be mixed up. It might be too guava. And I was getting really tired. You one time some of the juice I ordered had spoiled. I threw 4 away. And I was trying to explain that see, it was obvious that what it was looking like was that she didn't have probably talent or staff to manage the growth. It appeared she was growing at a really quick rate. So I know like see, if you're always making this mistake, you're always like, no, you're the one that makes mistake. I mixed it in your brother's order, you should have picked it up here. And I was like, and immediately I just started my brother and I said, we're not buying from this man again. We'll look for another person to be ordering our juice every month from. And he was like, I do that. I said, yes, you can't be making mistakes every time I'm confused. Sometimes you fix the mistake, you send me, the juice to replace the error you made, or you say, okay, sorry that got bad, you send it again. But you've lost my loyalty. And so that's why customer experience is very important. If you feel that at this point in my business, I'm going faster than I can handle, if it means you have to take an abro or something to manage it, because you want to be able to retain loyalty. Loyalty, okay, is the bedrock of referrals. Okay, so you want them to retain the loyalty of your customers, whatever way possible. So if you perceive that there'll be roadblocks to maintaining that loyalty, put systems in place that will enable that, get handled, get sorted. Okay. At the end of the day, you want to be able to turn loyal customers into friends, and you want them to be able to send referrals to you. So this is really critical, as business owners. Don't just focus. Social media is great, but also ensure that the back end of your systems and structure for your business is adequately catered for. 9:49. Okay. So yes, so this is actually the journey. It starts from awareness. You want people to be aware of your business. Okay, you sell this product, you sell inverters. The weather is very hot at the moment. People in Abuja are probably very hot. People in Maiduguri are hot. You want them to buy inverters, solar panels. Push your product there. Lagos is not your only market. And this is one thing I always tell small businesses and advertisers. Don't spend all your money on Lagos. Yes, Lagos has a lot of the population is high in Lagos. The purchasing power is probably higher, but don't focus if you're into the social media advertising, don't focus on the efforts targeting Lagos alone. Okay, there was a time I ran a campaign for a client, like she sells souvenirs and all that. Okay, one of the things I did was I didn't really target Lagos in that campaign. This was 2019. Yeah. Okay, I targeted other states and all that. Believe it or not, her first sale came from Suleja. Her second sale came from Ekiti. Her third sale came from Lagos, Lekki, and her fourth sale came from Ibadan. And the Suleja one was the most expensive. The girl that ordered from Suleja was getting married, so she ordered a lot of stuff. She told her sister in Lagos to go and inspect the store before paying the balance. So my point is, when you're using social channels, understand that there are no boundaries. And because there are no boundaries, you have the bandwidth to send your messages anywhere if you intend to advertise. Okay? So don't constrain yourself to locate, unless of course you think you do not have the capacity to, deliver value of the product or service to those locations. But if you have the capacity, don't restrain yourself as a business owner. So it starts with awareness, then to consideration. And the consideration stage, it can happen on WhatsApp, it can happen on your website. People are looking at different products. You want to ensure that your website is optimized for the various digital surfaces it will be on, whether it's a phone, an iPad, a tab, Android, iOS. You want to ensure that your website is optimized for all these channels so that there are no roadblocks on the path to purchase, your priority is to get the customers to tap their money as quickly as possible. So if there are any roadblocks, ensure that you're taking away all those roadblocks so that your social media marketing efforts, okay, will give you value when the purchasing decision occurs. Okay, so right now, customer retention is the ultimate priority for every business owner. Okay, beyond um, targeting those audience, attracting and magnetizing them, you want to retain their loyalty. Okay, because their loyalty allows you to be able to upsell other items to them. The loyalty allows for referrals to occur. According to Harvard Business Review, profits rise as a customer relationship with the company lengthens. Okay, so retain those customers and ensure that your relationship with them lengthens. So these are a few social media keys I think you should go with. One, are you curating the right content for your target audience? Are you using the right format? Whether it's text, articles, whether it is video, whether it is whatever it is you're using, are you curating the right content? And the right content is content that delivers value to the target audience. Okay, you self-mode, you want to tell them this is what this food does for you. This is the food you should avoid when you're pregnant. This is the food to avoid when you're on your period. This is the food to avoid if you're diabetic. This is the food, you're delivering value even though you're selling the product or service alongside. Okay, how often are you running ads? It is critical that on social media you're willing to separate a sum to advertising, because the truth of the matter is that the organic efforts matter, but your organic efforts do not guarantee that everybody will see your content. So the truth is, when you create content for social media, only a fraction of your customers, of your target audience, of your followers see it. Only a fraction of them see it, and that fraction of them, okay, does not guarantee that all the other followers would see it. Okay, so you must be willing to expend money to advertise so that you can reach a lot more people than those within your immediate network. Okay, and the algorithm will also rank content based on how engaging it is. Okay, so by engaging, I mean how many people are liking it, commenting on it, on the content, etc. Okay, engaged posts get to be seen by a lot more people than content that is not engaging. So it's critical that you think about it. I've also mentioned the push and pull approach. Are you always saying buy me, to this fine image? And fine image is not valuable content though. Because some people are just focused on this place is white, this place is yellow, then this place is white. This place is yellow, this place is white. No, that's not what social media is. Social media entails all the strategy you've made. Then you cannot apply some aesthetic, make it look beautiful. If you've not done your back end work on what content should go out at what time, the revenue stream, this is the content you should push at this time. This is the time your customers are always online. Okay, you will not get value. Are you choosing the right marketing objective? Okay, are you targeting correctly? So let me give another example. I once ran an advertising campaign for a lady that sells George, George rapper, that Igbos use, right? So before I ran the campaign, I actually had to sit down and ask people, like my friends, like, what is it that use George? I have to ask. Let me ask you that question as well. People that use George in Lagos State, people that use George in Nigeria, where are they from? Okay, George, we all know George rapper now. Are we there? We all know George rapper. So people that use George in Nigeria, I want you to give me examples of states that they are from. I want to read from you in the chat room. I'm going to be quiet till I read from you. Can everybody hear me? Hey, well, okay. I mean, when I said South. No, I don't want South. I want a state. Igbo people. On Facebook, stuff, on Instagram, you will not see Igbo people. You will not see South. Give me a state. Thank you. Delta State, Imo State. Thank you. Give me more. Imo, Cross River, Delta Rivers. Amazing. Anambra, fantastic. So this was the research I had to do. Okay. Now we're not saying that people in Lagos do not wear George. They wear, but the native people Gongon that wear the George, they're not, because of them are in Lagos. So I have to do research to discover these states that all of us have listed. Now when I did that research, I also discovered that there are some states that it is the men and women they are wear the George. I think it's Bayelsa or something, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. For some states, it's the men and women that wear the George. For some states, it's only the women that wear it. So I did that research, and I also, for some states, the men wear wrapper, the women wear george. So I actually did that research. And when I was now crafting my advertising, and I thought, okay, this first ad set, I will target these places, men and women. This second ad set, I will target only women. This other ad set, I will target women in in this. I just spread it like that to see the result. Okay. So think about, and I also, now the woman said that her cheapest judge was 45K. So let me ask you, my everyone in this webinar, what's the age bracket of women that can afford that 45K judge in Nigeria? Put it in the, I said women, not men. Put it in the chat room. Let me read from you. The woman said her cheapest judge is 45,000 naira. Okay, so what is the age bracket of women that can afford a 45,000 naira judge? If I was going to run an advertising or a sponsored ad or promo, fantastic. Okay, G said 40 to 65. Another said 40 to 60. Another said 40 to 60. Hey, why are we thinking 40 to 60? Oh yeah, more people, more people. I want to read from us. More people. I say I'm not preaching, so they need to encourage me by being responsive. More people? Anyone? 38 upward. So let's say 45 to 65, 30 to 50. I like Samuel's one. Samuel said 30 to 50. That's correct. Now, I know that 40 to 60 sounds like that's the age that would actually be able to afford 45. But the truth is, a 28-year-old that is getting married will not mind spending 45,000 naira to look pretty on a big day. A 50-year-old woman is approaching retirement, or has probably retired, and her children are sending her free money, and she's just enjoying. So she'll be willing to buy it if they're sending taxes. So you need to understand the behavior. You need to understand the target audience. Okay, someone says 50 upwards. So I could have said, okay, let me run this first ad. Let me curate this video in such a way that it will appeal to young ladies that are about to get married, and they can buy the 45K and judge. Perhaps I can allow for installmental payments twice. So that's how you be thinking. So you're not just running your business where everybody's running their business. They put judge today, they put slippers tomorrow, they put you have thought about it deeply, and you know the steps you want to take when you're going on social media. Okay, so you've probably crafted a story or a short video of how a girl was single, she became married, she bought her success case, and she felt so confident and beautiful in it. She paid it twice. You've crafted that video. You've crafted another video of a mama that has retired, she wore a late for retirement. You have to understand your target audience and send your messaging appropriately. Perhaps there is a festival, a traditional festival, a certain region that where that judge has. You've crafted the content such a way that when you're sending it out for advertising to appeal to those people that are doing that festival and they'll buy the judge. So you have to be thinking about all of these things as a business owner on social media. Okay? And when you're doing that and you're expending resources appropriately after thoughtful thinking, you begin to optimize your advertising budget to get you the best thing. If you see that sending these ads by to email space is not giving me good results, and Biosite is giving me better results, and people are asking more questions, because at your back end, when you download, I'll mention some of these tools as we proceed. At your back end, you can see the numbers. Okay, 8 people came to meet me from user space on WhatsApp, and 2 people paid. Okay, maybe I should turn off my APC ad or turn off my email space ad, because this Biosa email or this Biosa is like it's paying me, it's giving me better value than this other space. So that is you optimizing your advertising budget as you're running the campaign so that you can get the best value. So these are key things we should think of as we proceed. So there are various social media platforms. I'm sure all of us are aware of this. But there is one thing I want to mention about WhatsApp Business. WhatsApp Business is such a fantastic tool. And it has really, really helped a lot of small businesses in Nigeria because of its conversational commerce feature. Because on WhatsApp Business, what's happening is conversational commerce. You type, I like, you transfer, you pay, everybody's happy. No stress. So that means you have to learn the art of conversing with this audience on WhatsApp. You can't say you're tired or she has asked the question 5 times. You keep answering 5 times if sale is your priority. But of course, you know that there'll be those clients that will be, extreme, right? And it's okay to ignore those people sometimes. But the truth of the matter is that conversational commerce is key. Okay, and you must be ready to put in the work to make it happen. And I've also noticed that a lot of business owners don't how to quickly optimize their WhatsApp presence. So what does that mean? There was a time that a friend of mine launched her new fashion collection. I put it on her WhatsApp status. And to be honest, I was looking to buy a jumpsuit around that time. But I just feel that in Nigeria, they can't really make nice jumpsuits. But when I saw her, she put a video and it was really nice. I'm like, ah, I've actually been thinking of buying a jumpsuit. I want to buy this silk one. And she said, oh, okay, it costs this amount. I sent her the money I paid. I said, you know what, send me this video. She sent me the video. I put the video on my status. When I put the video on my status, 5 of my friends asked about it. They said, ah, hope it's not expensive. Well, these fabrics are looking expensive. We should be expensive. It's not expensive. They said, eh. I said, yes. Out of those 5 people that asked, 2 of them bought. My brother looked at the video, he bought one for his girlfriend. Another woman looked at it and bought for her daughter. So my point is just by the girl is my friend, just by taking her video and putting it on her status, we were able to make 2 sales for her. Now, what does that mean? If she takes that video, encourages her friends that are bankers, that are, this one, that are chicks, that are fashionpreneurs, all of them to put on their status in one day, what does that mean? It will have a multiplier effect. But a lot of times we forget this, we know these things, but we don't take advantage of it. There is a multiplier effect that occurs with WhatsApp status. I have seen it firsthand, I have experienced it, and a lot of small business owners are not leveraging it. So my admonition to you today is sit down, ask yourself, what am I selling? Who are the people in my network? Even if it's all your brothers and sisters or your cousins that their work every day is reposting from their status, it's okay. You never know what the next sale is going to come from. My point is optimize that WhatsApp business, optimize everything on WhatsApp business to your advantage. And also ask yourself, how you want to be perceived across board. Now, what that means is there's someone I know that is an expert in this. In fact, if we say I'm an expert, she's a guru in this thing we call this pharmacy. And I noticed that, for her Twitter, she's not so active on Instagram. Her Twitter platform, she talks a lot about this our marketing thing in our space. But on YouTube, it's a completely different brand persona she pushes out there. The brand persona she pushes out on YouTube is like, I'm human. Okay, they have, she brings in people on board to have vulnerable conversations about growing businesses in Nigeria, about challenges with addiction, about maybe a trip they had when they traveled abroad. It's different things just to show like there is a human side of me and there are other aspects of humanity beyond marketing that I am an expert at. And I really, really enjoy her content on YouTube. So my point is that for some people, that optimizing these channels, they actually want a different persona to be exhibited on different platforms. So some other people, they want the same persona across board. But that boils down to you as a person and as a business owner. For my YouTube, I want to be able to deliver value, to people, plan their life, map out their strategy, have a vision board. So I don't really do marketing or project management or any of the things I am an expert in on YouTube. So that is also for another woman that is a baker, she sells recipes. So she uses her YouTube to do live sessions of using some of her recipes. So you have to actually sit down and ask yourself, what is my perception? What's my persona perception target on all of these channels? Okay, and how would I craft the right content to connect with my customers or my friends on this channel? So I'll soon be done. I know that some of us might be tired. I think it's a 1 hour session. Oh my God, it's 10:05. I'll be done in 5 minutes so that we can take questions and we can shut down. So one thing you want to ask yourself, when on social, when you're, on all over these social platforms is, how do I craft my narrative? What is my story? Okay, what is my story? Am I willing to share my story with the rest of the world? Am I willing to be vulnerable with my business? I show my, all the sides of my business to the rest of the world. Or if my business is myself, have I learned the act of selling myself? And am I comfortable with communicating all aspects of myself as a story to my target audience? Okay. You also want to ask yourself, what is my click base? Will my click base be strong enough to magnetize people so that I can upsell other products to them or cross-sell? Okay. What's the attention span of my audience? Okay. What are strategic brand collaborations I am going to have to make? Have I learned the art of productizing my business? Now, there is an art to productizing your business. A lot of people, okay, they just sell. They don't know that, they what a social media manager's job is, or what digital people's job is to simplify the complexities of your business in a visual and appealing way to a set of people on social media. So it appears that my AirPods are almost out. I'm so sorry. Just give me like 2 minutes. I would have to switch to um, my headset.
So if you can hear me, please say yes. I need to be sure that, sorry for that technical glitch. Okay, fantastic. So everybody can hear me now. Yes, sorry. My earpods went off. Okay, so fantastic. Okay, yeah, so this is so much better. Oh, why didn't you say it since that I wasn't so clear? Okay, so yes, so we're talking about crafting the art of productizing, right? So a lot of people don't understand that you have to learn the art of productizing, because when you're on social media, your job is to actually simplify complex information into very simple bits that your users can easily relate to and consume and move. So what that means is, if you have a bouquet of juice or food that you sell, how can you make it a product? Okay, this is the 5K skin refreshing combo. Okay, this is a fruit something something combo. This is you have to learn the art even if you're in the service space, learn the art of productizing your business. You also have to learn the art of upselling. Okay, this is what I have now, but from the kind of questions my target audience have been asking me, I perceive that they would also need this. From the kind of feedback I've been getting from friends and family, I perceive that they will also need this. Let me upsell, let me create another product that will cater to this need. Let me do this that would also push my revenue streams some more. Okay. So you also have to be intentional about data gathering. Data is the oil of the future. Data is the future. Data is the future. Okay. So what that means is that, are you gathering the phone numbers of your target audience or your customers? Are you keeping them? Are you keeping their emails? Because you can always target them. There are tools on all these various platforms that allows you to use this data set of your customers, of course, with their permission, to be able to continue to advertise to them going forward. Okay, are you repurposing? What are your repurposing channel? Repurposing means taking one content and mixing and mashing it up to create a lot more valuable content for yourself. What that means is, I can take one content and say, okay, this content, this is how I'll use it here, this is how I'll use it here, this is how I'll use it here. And I can use them on different channels. So take for instance, during the pandemic, I had a certain digital dialogue series with a lot of experts in the digital field. And we discussed the impact of COVID on advertising, on e-commerce, on advertising budgets, on a lot of things. So that Instagram live series held for like, I think 5 days. So as a person, I can say, okay, let me take that content and repurpose it into an article for my Medium page or my blog or LinkedIn. Okay, I can say, let me take that content of that live video and make the video nicer and put it on my YouTube. Let me take that content and write the key points and put them on my Twitter account. Okay, so that's the meaning of repurposing, squeezing the maximum juice from your content onto various channels. Okay, also ask yourself, what are my touch points? Are my key touch points optimized? Do I want to do I want to automate any of my social media tools for the best feedback? That is, some people automate their emails, some people automate their SMS, some people automate different parts of their business, okay? Because they've noticed that those touch points are critical to conversion for them. So they automate it to give them the best value. Another thing I like to mention is design for your audience. Don't design something that is fine for you to you. Design for your audience. Design things that provoke emotion. Okay, design things that provoke action. Okay, design things that would arrest the attention of your target, because really your target audience, their attention span is just 3 seconds. They're just mindlessly scrolling, and it is what arrests their attention that will make them pause. Okay, so you have to squeeze out your creative juice and look for the things that would really appeal to your target audience and arrest their attention. Okay, you also want to ask yourself if your design aligns with with the tone of voice of your brand. If your text is clear, a lot of people design. I'm also a design expert, so I do UI, UX, 3D, and graphic and all of that. And when I see some design on social media, I'm like, I'm wearing glasses. I cannot even read it. If I cannot read your design, how can I interact with it? I can't read it. It's so tiny. You have designed on a screen, or the graphic designer has designed on a screen, and he has not even want to look at it on mobile to see if he can read what he has designed on mobile. So these are little things that actually matter. Okay, how do I measure my success? How do I measure the impact of my visuals? Are my visuals impactful enough to arrest the attention of my target audience? Okay, what are my data efforts saying? Are my data efforts saying I should focus more on video than on audio? Is my data telling me that I should focus my efforts more on text and articles and my blog than Instagram? Okay, so your data is always speaking something. Your data is always speaking, and you need to be able to make sense of what that data is telling you at any point in time. So I'm kind of rushing now. Okay, so these are some of the tools you need. Okay, if you have multiple services, perhaps you want to create a link tree. Okay, a link tree link on your social media bio that would now list all of your key services and then take people to where they can pay for them. Okay, if you think that social media is stressful for you, you can decide to use Facebook Creator Studio, Hootsuite, etc., to sort of craft your content, okay, and schedule them for a period. So with Facebook Creator Studio, you can schedule, like now, some of my clients, I've scheduled all their content for the entire month of February. I'm just chilling. Everything is just pushing on its own. Okay, so you can use Facebook Creator Studio to automatically schedule your content and push it so that you can face day-to-day running of your business. Okay, Canva and Trello are great for your design work, etc. Unsplash, Freepik, and the likes are great image repository. If you're just starting off and you don't have so many images for your business yet, you can use images from this repository and craft an appealing narrative and message to the video. I mean, to the visual, to drive your target audience. Also, take time to study the data your business is seeing with Facebook Analytics and Facebook Ads Manager. Your Facebook Business Suite allows you to manage multiple pages. So if you're into multiple businesses, okay, you can create different pages for them. All right. Okay. If you have multiple businesses, you can create different pages for them. Okay. For videos, this is a repository of videos. You can mix and match uh, videos together to create exciting videos that would appeal to your target audience via channel. So I want to tie it all together by giving us this story of this is a real life story. All my stories are real life. They're my experiences, and they're they're very real to me. That's why I share them. So this story of a nutritional health expert is someone that reached out to me very recently. I think she's not based in not I think she's not based in Nigeria, and she recently launched a book, and the book is really about helping people with terminal illnesses. It's just a very robust book with so much information and all that. And she's already on Amazon. She's made decent sales on Amazon, and she went to print some hard copy of the books for the Nigerian market, and she was asking for help on how to navigate. And the first thing I told her was that, do you really need to sell this book? How much is this book? Okay, perhaps we should. Perhaps what is in the book? I said, do you have recipes in the book? Perhaps we should start by selling the recipes. But before you even sell the recipes, you have to show your face. You have to be on social. They don't have an active social media presence. I said you might be quite popular in the US market or whatever market you're in, but if you're not popular in Nigeria, nobody's going to pay for you. People pay part of their money. People pay for not just a product or service, but for the fact that they believe in this person. People pay for proof of expertise. And proof of expertise grows with how you have managed to build that connection with your target audience. Okay, so if you're not so popular in Nigeria, people don't know you, you expect that they'll just pay if the book is 10K, if people just pay 10K for the book, there has to be some sort of proof that these things are real. Like the information I'm putting out there actually delivers this value to people with these terminal illnesses, and all of that. So it's actually going to be a journey. We're not just going to start and say, okay, AMC, just market this book, take $200 or $500, just sell this book for me. How? There is a marketing funnel. You don't even have a digital footprint here. So let us start this way. Marketing is not a sprint. Marketing is a marathon. You are in for the long haul and you must be ready to put in the work to give. I know a lot of people are in for this get rich quick, sell quickly syndrome. Don't let that syndrome, blindfold you from the actual work you need to put into the business. Okay. There was a time I was, let me digress a bit. I was managing a page for someone and we grew the page from like 278 to like maybe 380. And she made decent sales. Now we couldn't continue that retainership because the numbers was not working for me. And her follower is now 1,000. And I asked her, I said, when we were on 300 and something followers, this is how much you were making on a steady. Has that money tripled? Because if that money has not tripled, what is happening on your social media page is just a scam. Your social media manager is chasing numbers rather than chasing profit for you. And you have to really be thinking about all these things in perspective. So like, it's true. I told you, I said, ask her, be sure that the girl is not doing pod where they're doing follow for follow, come and follow, come and follow. Because people that are doing follow for, are there people that will be able to pay for that product? So these things are very, very important, when you're on social media. Vanity metrics do not guarantee that money will fly to the bank. Okay, your followers and all that. Perhaps as an influencer, that's your target. Just keep growing the followers. But beyond that, you want to ensure that these people that are following the business are actually genuinely interested in business and will be willing to pay for any product or service we eventually put in their face. Okay, so this nutritional health experts, we told her that, okay, perhaps we should start by selling, perhaps we should start by actively pushing you on social media, actively pushing you to collaborate with nutrition experts that do all this weight loss, actively push you to, gather the people that would be interested in spiritual service. And then from there, we can say, okay, let's start by selling recipes that just cost this small amount. Then when you sell the recipes, let's now push it to selling the book. More will be in the book. So don't just come and say, let's sell the book. The book is 10,000, whatever. It does not work that way. That's the honest truth. If anybody tells you it works that way, well, maybe they know a strategy I'm not aware about. So that is the story of the nutritional health experts I wanted to tell us about. It's really just a journey. Okay, you start from here, you get here, you go here, and you get here. Let me give us one more story before I lock this down. I think my time is almost up. Yes. So the story of a baker that says, okay, I want to make 12 million naira this year. And she says, okay, that means I'll have to make 1 million naira a month. And she says, how many things can I do? I can bake, I can train, I can make recipes, I can do health-based cake, maybe carrot cake, almond-based cake, blah blah blah. Eat your cake and have it, vegan cakes, okay? I can do wedding cakes, I can do birthday cakes, I can do dessert. So because she knows these are all the things I can do, she now begin to drill down. Okay, if I can do training, when do I want to do my training? I want to do my training March, first week in March, when people have collected their salaries. Okay. Or I want to do the training at this time. And because we are all working from home now, training can be delivered remotely or in-house in person. Okay, so she said, okay, this is the time I want to run my ads for the training. This is the date I've put for the training. For my birthday cakes, this is my target for birthday cakes. Okay, this is how many birthday cakes I want to put on my Instagram stories. This is the video of birthday cakes I want to put on my status. This is what I want to do at this time. Okay, for this, for wedding cakes, okay, this is the person I want to collaborate with. That is a as an event planner. We're going to do an Instagram live to discuss cakes and other items. This is how I want to push. She has so and so following. I'll collaborate with her. From there, I'll be able to sell this. I should be able to make 500K as profit from that collaboration. Okay, so that is all the thinking that informs your strategy and the work you put out. So because you have targeted March so and so for the training, this is when you want to start running your advertising campaign when people have loose cash. This is when you want to start doing your birthday cakes. This is when you want to put your ads for Val cakes out. So all of that thinking, okay, has stemmed from strategy. Okay, this is how many recipes you want to sell this month. These are the number of videos that'll be on YouTube because of the recipes you sell. Then you now upsell further recipes from that YouTube video. So that is all the thinking that informs your efforts on social media. And so, right about now, I want to say thank you all very much. I have come to the end of my discussion. I hope it was a valuable session. You can now ask your questions. Here is my email if you need to reach me for further discussion. Rotimi, are you there? Were there any questions?
Yes, I am. None yet, but
Okay.
I'm sure we will have a few questions.
Okay, so I have come to the end of my session. Thank you very much for having me. I hope it was valuable. I know that I didn't spend so much time on social media, but I wanted us to have a holistic approach of digital and social media. So yes, okay. RL says thank you so much. Thank you too for listening. So I'm here. I'm now ready to receive your questions. So this is part of what I'm selling. This is part of what I'm saying about upselling. Okay. So this is a free session, but you can always upsell more things and then go forward. So yes, everyone is saying thank you. Thank you so much for staying through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amazing. So I need your questions. I know you're thankful. I'd really like to take your questions now, if that's okay. I have more in my ebook. If you're interested, feel free to go to this page and get my ebook. Also, there's some things I didn't mention. So while I'm waiting for your questions, I like to discuss something. So there are other channels that you can also, deploy, especially if you're a product-based business, right? You can set up a Paystack shop. You can set up a Flutterwave shop. Okay, it's not everyone that probably has the budget for a website. Okay, and all of these platforms have created e-commerce platforms that we can actually put our products on and sell our products and have a seamless payment structure. So don't say, oh yes, I don't have money for a website, I don't have this. There's so many ways you can sell. So many ways you can sell. Even though don't have a website, you can use your Facebook shop, you can use your Instagram shop for those that are there, because not everybody has their Instagram shop enabled yet. You can also use Paystack, you can use Flutterwaves and set up, a shopping feature of your products and just go all out there and make some good money. So I want your questions. Was everything so clear like that nobody's asking questions? Please, I like to receive questions. I like to know how SEO works and how to use it. Sorry, my focus today was not on SEO. SEO is part of digital marketing. My discussion today was largely social media marketing. Okay, so for SEO means search engine optimization, and SEO largely matters to those that have a website. Do you have a website, KG? If you don't have a website, then we really shouldn't be discussing about SEO, because SEO is search engine optimization. Okay, people are going to search engines to search for. Okay, KG says he has a website. Fantastic. People are going to search engines to search for information about a particular product or service. Okay, so when they're searching for that information, right, there is what is called I don't want to go into so when people go online and type something, right, you see different things that come up. The first thing that you even see is ads. Okay, so those ones that ads are people that have paid money, okay, so that their websites will rank higher than other websites. Okay, and they'll be the first touch point for users that are looking for that particular search item. Okay, so they've paid for that. That's those that have paid, okay, for that. Then there is the organic search results that would show on its own, okay, further down. And there are different kinds of okay, so there's the organic search results that will show further down. And all those results are based on the contents that people have put on their websites. Okay, so it's really about yeah. So it's really about the kind of keywords you have embedded on your website, the kind of you know information you have embedded on your website, so that when people search for those information, no, you don't need hashtags for SEO. Hashtags are for Twitter and Instagram, not really for SEO. SEO is largely for search engines. You don't really need hashtags for search engines. So yeah, that's a little I'll say on SEO. Are there any other questions or are we done? Yeah. Wow, this is a very quiet room. I think people are leaving. Okay. All right. So I think I'm done.
Thank you,
Fantastic.
thank you, ma. Thank you so much.
Yes.
It's interesting there are no questions. Maybe I hope it's not like we're I'm trying to look for the right word.
I hope it's not information overload.
Yeah, exactly. That was the word I was looking for. But definitely this has been educative. I think the basic challenge is actually execution. So we get to get this information, but the question is actually doing it. That's a challenge. We would have been happy if you could recommend lower level, what would I call it, organizations that can help to set people on the paths of getting these things done. The challenge is that to do this by ourselves, that's for the average MSME, it's a big challenge. So, but I also know that people like you operate at a certain level where we hear your bill, we will just hand over the whole business to you and say, okay, carry the business.
No, our bill is not much, to be honest, but people can reach me directly. Our bill is not much, to be honest, because, as I mentioned earlier when I was speaking, working with SMEs actually allows you to know what goes on at the grassroots. As in, there's some things you learn about small businesses that you be like, this happens in Nigeria, or like, are you for real? This is how you actually make money. As in, you'll be shocked at how people are actually making money in this Lagos, Nigeria. Yeah, so I don't think I'm that expensive, so people can actually reach me. I'll be happy to speak with them.
Okay,
and find the middle ground.
So we have your email address,
Yes, alabi.tmc@gmail.com.
So please, she's available to be reached. We've been educated, we've been enlightened, and I think the basic key for us is what are we going to do with this? So this is EdStart. This is the entrepreneurial unit of the church. What we'll reach out to you because we have a plan on how to assist everybody on their social media, on that aspect of their business. So what we'll do is we'll reach out to you and see how you can help us to put this together.
All right, that'll be nice.
Thank you. So if there are no other questions, just a word of prayer in the end.
Sorry, I think Rotimi said it to be uploaded on YouTube, correct?
Yes, it would.
Okay.
So the link will be shared.
Okay. I think people are dropping their emails for the slides.
Yes.
But the slides will be in the presentation. Do we still need to mail it to everyone? The slides will be on the YouTube video. Rotimi, are you there?
Yes, I am. Okay. I think since it will be there, people can view it. But if people want to read it as additional content, then.
You want me to share it? I don't know. I don't share my slides.
We won't mind. We won't mind since the people are asking. But anyway, that's your prerogative.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really grateful for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank
I look
you.
forward to more collaborations. I'll be glad to join your team.
Okay, thank you
very much, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
So I'd like us to just pray.
Thank you very much.
Let's pray for her. Can we just pray for her? She's done this without charges. And so the best we can do is to pray that our business would reap the benefits.
Amen.
In the mighty name of our Lord Jesus Christ. And good things are when we sow, we don't reap in the same measure. So what you've sown into our lives, God would be the one that will multiply it by the factors that He determines in the mighty name of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you everyone for being part of this. My prayer is that our businesses will see the changes required in the mighty name of our Lord.
Amen. Thank
you. Have a great day.
All right. Have a